All right. Greetings and welcome back once again to Just Make Music. I'm glad you're here. Hey, we are just getting to the point now. We are finally wrapping up the Making Beats for Free series, if you will. Maybe we should call it Making Beats for Free with Pro Tools Intro and Xpand 2, the insert, the musical insert plugin, if you will, that's absolutely free also. So between Pro Tools Intro and Xpand that comes with it, it's free, right? I'm all about free. Play whatever you have laying around, whatever's free. Guitar, old keyboards, old drums, old whatever you have, just make some music with it, okay? So anyway, with that being said, we're going to wrap this up, summarize kind of what we did with the instrument tracks, and using MIDI with the Pro Tools and the Xpand. And then we're going to also cover the audio tracks with a cheap microphone. Doesn't matter what you have. We're just out here to make some music. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it all up and summarize. But if you have any questions or you still have stuff that's unanswered, feel free to send a note in the comment and ask the question. And hopefully, look, if you're out there and you see some of these comments and you know the answer, feel free to chime in. We're not being secret here. This is all about just a big musical community, helping everybody else. We're just trying to make some music. So with that being said, let's just jump into the summarization of the last 9 or 10 weeks, whatever we've been going to creating these free beats. Let's just jump right into it right now. Let's go. Okay, so open back up Pro Tools Intro. Your version of it should look something like this. Kind of a little bit confusing still when you look at it, but we're going to go walk through it now. So look, first thing you do on the screen is go here to tracks. Instrument tracks, select the little ball to the left of the instrument track, and then select beats. That's the name of the first track that we created earlier, okay? And if you didn't, real quickly, it was just track, new, right there, go instrument track, and then name it. And we named it beats, and then hit create. So our beats came up, so there it is. So minimize this for a moment, but we get the instrument track. The instrument track we have up 4 bars long, if you'll remember, you recall, and we highlighted this so that when we play it, it will loop. We went to Xpand, which was the tool we're using, which is the insert. It's a plugin. It's a musical plugin. And I forget what we had selected. It was something pop, hop, something or other. And this is what came up. These parts, if you will, A, B, C, parts of the Xpand. You can go up here and select on the bar right here, and you'll see a little pointer finger. Left click on it with your mouse to play it, and you can be able to hear it. Hit solo up here in the actual channel. And if you hit out here and you're wondering why it wasn't playing, it was either muted or it was solo wasn't selected on. So now when you hit it, should play like that. We covered the Xpand and we covered how you would select this loop, right? I mean, if you just add a bar out here and you want to add a quick loop, you just go right here to the pull down, go to number 28, loops, and there you go. That's everything you have to select. And then some. We happen to have pop, hop, groove selected, and it has 3 specific parts to it. And as you're playing through this, you can select which ones you want to hear and which ones you don't want to hear. Mute on and off with these. So for instance, if you're in loop mode to play and you want to hear A, then you click on it and start looping it, and then you can add B, and then you can add C to kind of see what it sounds like as they come in at different intervals, right? And that's something we'll work on in the future where you can actually add through automation. You can have them come in at separate times, etc. But for now, that was the thing. That was that was 4 bars, the average verse, and that was Xpand. And that is pretty much all we have with Xpand. We can walk through this real quick, like again, you select the track, you select grid. That's crucial. That has to be selected, the grid on here. The smart tool has to be selected. That's up here, the smart tool. so that all the tools are functioning in this. We'll keep going over. We have the grid. The grid has to be highlighted and on. We want the grid on. See how when I turn it on and off, you lose all the grid lines. You need grid on. And then we talked about, for beats anyway, the instrument track, we went to loop playback. That's the important thing to think of when we're doing the instrument tracks, loop playback, not record playback. And then we had the MIDI merge function right here and the metronome selected. That's all the important stuff you have to have right now. And then this over here, that's the keyboard focal. Make sure that's on, because if it's not, when you hit T and R and all the shortcuts on your keyboard, it won't go off. But this is the most important thing. And the most important one I use for this is strictly the T and the R for magnifying the screen. T, R. That's the easiest way, fastest way. And that's about all I really use that for, but that needs to be selected. Now, with instrument track closed down, let's open up the audio track. So you do, again, you select the left track of the audio, hit the little ball to the left of vocals, and turn that on. And it brings up this, which is a waveform as opposed to notes in the instrument track. This is a waveform. Voice recording, we just put in to label it as a recording. There's a couple main differences. In insert, there is no insert here. There is no Xpand to, there's no plugin, there's no musical plugin. What you do is you go to input output right here, and you have a microphone, like the one I'm talking into now, or whatever microphone you dig up from your attic or wherever you find one, and you've got it plugged into some type of preamp that goes into the computer. That's the input one, because it's a recording. So instead of a plug-in here, you're going to have a physical input. So select the vocals and then highlight once again this 4-bar area. Now here's what's important. You have to have off MIDI merge. Turn that off. We don't need it, right? Because that's for MIDI tracks, MIDI recordings. And now we need to go to here to record enable. There's a track enable here, but there's a record enable right here. And you need to go to that and you need to loop it, because we are going to loop this so that we can do multiple takes of your vocal. From here, it's very important. You need to go up to setup, preferences. You need to go to the operations tab up on top here, and then look at this on where it says record. And it has to be checked, automatically create new playlists when loop recording. Playlists are basically comps, multiple takes, if you will. New playlists are new takes of your vocal, so you can do as many as you want till you get your song or rap or whatever it is correct. Now, you also want to have this metronome right here. This little thing looks like a pyramid, selected and on. Double click on it. Open it up, and it should be only on during count off. You don't want your metronome to tick, 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 and then go all the way through your song. So you just want it only during count off. Say okay. So now we're going to start recording. When you start recording, making a recording, you don't want to start as soon as you hit the button right here. You got to have a little preamble there. I mean, you need some time, right? You should start it back in here. So that's what this count off is. So the count off will be 1 bar long. So it's going to start back in here before you even get going. Now you're going to have to make sure over here on the left, the click track is highlighted, and make sure its solo is turned on. You want to hear that click as it's clicking into getting ready to go through your recording. So now when you click soloed on, record enable the track. So hit the button, hit the play button after it's record enabled. Now you hear the metronome, and then it goes into the recording. Stop it right there. That's what we just recorded. So now we recorded multiple takes of this, went round and round and round, remember, and now we've recorded it in loop mode, loop record. So we've got a whole bunch of playlists that we created. Those are the takes we did. Every time it circles around and loops, it makes one of these. So we covered this before in depth in a couple earlier videos where you select this and just move it up. Move it up and select whatever ones you want to create this one main track. Playlist. Make it a waveform because that's the primary kind of track. And now we have a complete vocals and we have a complete beat track. So we have solo the beats, solo the vocal, and that's what you have. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for this week. And basically, I think that's going to bring us to a complete end, if you will, to the whole series of making beats, okay, or making loops, or making some tracks, making some MIDI tracks, and some, the instrument and the audio, and basically using Pro Tools Intro and Xpand 2 as the digital musical plugin or insert, if you will. And I'll emphasize one more time for you people out there that that Pro Tools, the recording software, that's what the main recording houses use. I mean, it's state of the art stuff. It's free. Go to Avid, go download it. It's absolutely free. Pro Tools Intro, and what comes with it is Xpand 2. It's a plugin. Every instrument you can practically think of: drums, loops, rhythms, beats, synthesizers, you name it, it's there. I mean, this software is phenomenal, and it allows you to do a lot of things. Okay, so with that being said, look, I hope you got something out of this little series. I don't know how many videos we went through trying to explain some of these beats and loops, and actually recorded some audio. But hopefully you got something out of it, and some of your questions were answered. I'm hoping, And if I misspoke during anything, which there's no doubt I probably did, because we're all on different computers and different systems and stuff. But if anybody out there is watching and I said something wrong, or you have connections or corrections to it, or you have inputs, hey, feel free to correct me at any time. Put yourself out there, put your answers out there, help the crowd. Okay, we're just trying to make music as a group here, kind of a collaborative type deal. Okay, so anyway, with that being said, that's going to bring us to an end for the week and for the series. But thanks for listening, and hopefully you got something out of it. And remember, when all else fails, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. But look, the main thing is, man, you just got to make some music, okay? It is good for your soul.